back to the channel, everyone. Welcome back to a new video. I thought we'd start it in the truck because we started off this morning in the truck. We've just been and picked up the little Fiat 500 from the paint shop. All the paint work is done on it. I'm not sure how much we're going to get done in this video because although it seems like there's not a lot to do to that car, if you remember, the inside of it is a disgrace. So we have got all that to do, but for now we're going to head back to base and actually start the process of fitting it all up, getting that bracket back on there, back lighting, back bumper, front bumper. There is a list of stuff to do, so I just thought I'd start the video now in the truck, and then as soon as we get to the yard we can get it unloaded and crack on. I'm going to time lapse this bit, Chris. What are you up to, mate?
Eating me to dinner.
Got carried away there, guys. I've set the time lapse up, brought it in and just started cracking on and completely forgot to actually cut in and say what I was doing. So I'm starting on the rear end, as you can see. I've just fitted the bumper, screwed all that down, stuck that black moulding back in there that holds the bumper carrier, and I'm just moving on to the back lights. You know, there's two little rubbers here, they push in. See these two little rubbers here? They push in via these two little poppers here, and then you've got the two 10mm that go in the light, which bolt through these holes, which I'm doing now on the passenger side. Trying to do it one-handed whilst using the camera, but yeah, I'm going to complete the whole back end of the car, and then we'll probably move on to that passenger side door and fit the mirror. Just fitting that wheel arch liner, guys, and getting the bumper all bolted on up here, and I'm looking at this brake drum, and yeah, that can be cleaned up. You could probably get that quite nice, but when we done the little Fiat 500S, we did have a spare axle, and I think that they've done about 16,000 miles. So for the sake of the two bolts, I'm going to whip those out and I'm going to swap those drums over. Might as well do it while I'm there, give that one a bit of a clean up before I chuck it on, and it'll just make it a lot nicer, because the exhaust on this, if you remember, is shot as well, and the drums don't look too good, so let's get them off, get them changed. Complete, guys. We'll have a walk around that shortly, but I just thought I'd move straight onto the door and get the mirror fitted. They are quite straightforward, these little mirrors, two bolts and that is it. Two little Allen keys, quite straightforward. The only bit I am a bit disappointed about, and it's not down to the guy that painted it, it's down to me, because I genuinely have forgotten. I did want to get that mirror cap done, so there is a possibility after we've completely finished this car, what I'll do is actually just go over there, drop that off and ask him to paint it. He has given, he's given me back the paint. There was quite a lot left over. Chris had to go and pop and get it last minute from Kent Paints, because I was meant to get it before I went away and I actually forgot. That's gone quite tight, that one. So a bit of messing around with that. There's obviously a bit of crud in the thread, so I'll wind that out and wind that back in. But yeah, I'm going to have to get that mirror cap done, I think, because the side of the car looks lovely and that mirror cap looks all scratched up. We'll see what it cleans up like. a lot of close-up stuff I can show, so it all had to be on time lapse. You would have seen there, unfortunately, we didn't even notice it. There was a crack right down the edge, this side of the windscreen, right close to the black edge, and we didn't notice it. And normally, when you buy a car out of Copart, there is additional lot information, and it will always tell you if the windscreen's break, and it didn't. So that was our bad. We didn't notice it, and it was so close to that edge that they didn't notice it either. So the side's all done, the mirror's on, the back is complete. It's very, very bright with that sun, so I've got to put the toe and eye cap on it. But it is coming together, and they are, again, like I said, very, very fast to do. I'm going to have to make a quick trip to Kent Auto Salvage. I'll probably leave that. I won't even put it in the video, but I'm going to whip down, grab a side repeater for it, because the one that come out of it broke. And as you can see, that Fiat badge is non-existent. So we've got the chrome trims, got the number plate, we've got those 2 chrome trims, daytime running lights, the grille should go again. So I'm just going to whip that bumper off, stick it on the trellis, and then start putting it all back together. Hopefully we've got both of those blanking caps. Yes, we have. One of them's in there, and I know the other one is in that little cardboard box over there. So let's crack on and get this front bumper fitted up. Got the Fiat up in the air to have a look at where it was blowing from. We know that the back box is rotten anyway, but as you can see from there, that flexi is completely disconnected. I've just sprayed this up with some WD-40 just to let that loosen off a little bit, and then I'll try and undo it. And I've done the same with the back one there, and I went to undo it and it's literally just fell apart, and I'm afraid that has been an exhaust clamp for too long. But I've just been down the breaker's yard, and in answer to the question, does a full Fiat 500 exhaust system fit in the back of a Honda HR-V? The answer to that is yes. 20 quid for that. It's got a little dent in it, just there, but we'll stick a rod inside there and just prise that up a little bit. It's not going to affect it at all, but I do need to get this one off. And like I say, it's pretty rotten, so I'm probably going to cut this one in sections, cut it there so that I can use this angle to actually twist to get that end off. But where it has cracked, there's a good chance this end will just fall off, and then I'll be stuck with this piece here. But bit of persistence, we get that clamp undone. We'll spread this apart here, and that should come apart no problem. So I'm going to crack on and do that. And as soon as we've done the exhaust, we can move on to fitting up that front bumper. I've got the other one here on the trellis ready to go. Let's crack on. So quite testing there, guys, but I've managed to get it all on there. It's all back on its rubbers, and I've had to put 2 new clamps on it. We're just about to lower it down, start it up, and make sure it is no longer blowing. That'll be enough to start it. I can still hear a little blow there, yeah. We'll have to get that up in the air, guys, and find out where that is. I put it down and Chris had a good listen, and when the automatic choke was on, it sounded like it was blowing a little bit out the manifold. Now that could be one or 2 things. And looking at that lambda sensor, can you see that there, guys? Looks like there's quite a bit of soot around it. So I'm hoping that that is the issue, the lambda sensor's leaking. If it's not, a manifold is not the end of the world. There's loads of these down the breaker's yard. I think I've said it before. These little 1.2 engines are bulletproof, and you can buy one with 200 miles on it off of eBay for 100 quid. They just don't go wrong. So we've left that just for a moment, and I've moved on to the front bumper. You would have seen me there on the time lapse stripping the old one. Let's just make sure that that can see. I know the video has been a little bit all over the place, this one, guys, and I do apologise, but Chris rang me halfway through, and you're going to see that video first. But you would have seen that well, you didn't see. I've just literally clipped these two silver panels on, and these two little silver bits here. Now, I've never ever managed to get one of them off without breaking the clips on the back. They've got tiny little circlips and they just ping off. So I've glued them on with some good glue. The badge I couldn't get down Kent Auto Salvage this morning. He didn't have a decent one there. And they all, what have I done with that badge? Let's just grab it. They all go like this. And I think once they get a little tiny knock, the glass pops off them and they all go like that. It's horrible. So we are going to have to order one of those off of eBay, but I would like to get this car as finished as I possibly can. So we'll probably just stick that on there temporarily because I'm going to be taking it for an MOT, etc. So I'm just going to flick it back on time lapse, get all the daytime running lights, all the grills back in this, and then we'll get it fitted up. And hopefully we'll have the bodywork side of this hopefully completed in this video. As much as I can there on the little Fiat 500. There is still a few little finishing touches to do that I will wander around and get done on the car. We got a toe and eye cap down here, you can see is missing. Got all the little wheel caps to go back on. Toe and eye cap on the back there. I've got to remove all these little clips from the front bumper. There's only two each side, just so that I can actually screw in the wheel arch liners. Again, we got the cap that side and the little side repeater this side, but all in all we're quite happy with how it's come out. All the paintwork's done. It does look nice and bright there. There's some minor adjustments that we got to do and some little bits that jumped out that we wasn't expecting, like the windscreen, but so far so good. I'm not going to do any more of these little jobs in the video. They're all things I can do off camera, and we have done quite a lot of these Fiat 500s, and the only reason really we're doing this one on camera is quite a lot of you requested it. In the next video we're going to move on and get this inside tidied up because it is disgusting. It's the worst one I've ever bought inside. It is terrible, and the whole car really had been quite mistreated. So in the next video we'll be getting that done, getting it MOT'd, doing the numbers and getting this car sold. I'll probably tell by the state of me, it's been a really long day trying to get that little Fiat all nipped up, and I'll be honest with you, this will be the last Fiat 500 we ever do on the channel. I've done far too many of them, and I'll probably move on to, I did a lot of those cars because they're good little earners, but I'm definitely not going to be doing another one on the channel. I think I've covered every angle of one of them cars now, and some of the time lapse, I know some of you are going to say, Rob, it was a bit too close, like we couldn't even see what you was doing, but obviously this video is going to go out after the Viva video, Chris's little barn find, and today obviously we went and got this in the middle of doing the Fiat video, and it was going to rain. He said, I don't want it outside, so as you can see we brought it in and it is wedged right up against the door, so there wasn't really anywhere to put the camera, so I do apologise about that. But as usual, I do hope that you enjoyed this video, found it educational and found it interesting, and if you did enjoy it, please do give us a thumbs up, show your appreciation. We really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, follow us on Instagram, where we put little sneak peeks throughout the day to let you know what we're up to. Like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you very, very soon in the next one.